You know who that is, right? You're like really looking at it. My father put me in with the top guys, professional fighters at like 12, 13 years old. You know, and that was something that I really enjoyed the most because it was hard. I would cry, I would run away, I didn't like it. I would tell him like, you know, this is not for me, I want to quit. And he would just, nope, no, you could do this. My father would flip it around sometimes and say, okay, you want to quit, we'll quit. And literally I would stop for maybe a day or two and bug him, be like, hey, I want to go back in the gym. So I believe we had this connection, obviously, since birth.
Beautiful. 4 straight in the jab. Tap stick.
No, do that they do.
Yeah, come on. Woo! But you gotta load. Yeah, you gotta load the shot. You gotta load it.
That means that's what you know,
Right.
Today, Romero hones his skill set under 2 trainers, his father, Rolando Sr., and Cromwell Bullet Gordon. The fighter's unorthodox style stems in part from a late pivot, leaving judo to try boxing at age 17.
What was it like in those early days when you first started out?
Throwing windmill punches, all sorts of, just randomly standing there, just, you know, all that stuff, getting hit for no reason.
Quick. Hit that body.
After losing his WBO and Ring Junior welterweight titles to Stevenson in January, Teofimo Lopez could have taken time to disappear and rebuild quietly. Instead, he went straight back to work.
That's what we've been waiting for, man. Working on drills, foot drills, hand-eye reaction, everything. You know, my guy, TA, Go Feet Formula, that's what's about to happen right now. I'm about to enter the whole matrix.
So like you know, we already here. Fight week is on, and we at the UFC Facility Center. I've never seen him this great since right after the Olympics when he turned pro. Very explosive. But now it's a take back, and we just trying to focus on that and going to the next level, man, and taking over the 140 weight division, and that's what we focus on right now.
Now, I'm gonna show you where I grew up. We lived in that one when I was born. We used to live right here. I moved out of here like 3-4 years ago. But I moved out just because I didn't want to live with my dad anymore, you know? I'm a grown man now, you know? But I mean, I don't have no problem with this area. It's calmed down a lot over the years. It's nowhere near as what it used to be. Like, it's early 2000s, it was really bad. Like, people were shooting each other like every single day here. There's a homeless shelter right here. And there used to be a boxing gym right here too. Golden Gloves Gym, that's where Floyd and all them used to train. Floyd, Trinidad, Mike Tyson was there for a while. My dad, it was like walkable, so I'd go with my dad all the time when I was a kid. My dad used to box. If it wasn't for my dad, I really wouldn't be where I'm at today. Most of the great champions are father-son duos. I mean, not every fighter has that opportunity, you know, and ain't nobody gonna press you harder than your father, especially your father who's obsessed with boxing, you know?
But Teofimo Lopez isn't the only fighter walking into this matchup with momentum behind him. After securing a major victory over Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero is right back in the gym, preparing for another high-profile challenge against Teofimo. There is no long victory lap here.
What's up? Oh my God.
My father said, you gotta be an entertainer. He was seeing everybody else, all the other kids. He knew I could beat every kid. However, he just wanted to add a little bit more sauce into me. And what was it? He said, be different, have fun, enjoy yourself, entertain. And I always had that in me. I started boxing at the age of 6, officially.
But before that, my father had me fighting and doing Taekwondo at 2 years old. So let's say from 2 all the way to 17, for 15 years, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't believe in myself like my father did. I did not. What my father instilled with me, and it stuck with me, were a lot of things that I could really say that has improved my living. Don't get hit. He always told me that. He's like, you know how to box, you know how to do this, just don't get hit.
Now the mission is different. Move up to 147 pounds. Challenge Rolly Romero for the WBA welterweight title and prove that the loss did not define him.
All he had to say was don't get hit, and I already knew what that meant. And the sparring, man, it was just really bad because I wanted to impress my father the most. When I didn't perform at my best with him, or if I got hit and I didn't like it and I started crying, I would run away. I literally would run away from my father and everybody. They would look for me. This is me at 8 years old running away, my father having to call the cops, and I put my father through a lot of mess. You know, and I would cry all the time. I would embarrass him because I would cry while he was in the corner. I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. And that's why I never really liked sparring. It wasn't because of the that I wasn't good enough. I believe it was just the fact that I was so hard on myself.
Inside camp, Teofimo has reportedly been concentrating on the fundamentals, sharpening his jab, increasing his punch volume, improving his movement, and preparing to handle taller opponents with a longer reach. This is more than just another comeback, it is an opportunity to change the narrative immediately. Rolly has the belt, Teofimo wants it, and both fighters already know each other well.
Who's that? It's a takeover. I love you, Floyd. Let's go. Thank you, guys. That was great.
What makes this matchup even more intriguing is Lopez moving up in weight following his loss to Stevenson, creating an entirely different challenge. He has spoken about getting back to disciplined boxing, but that explosive Teofimo is still there underneath it all. On August 22nd, all the preparation gets tested. No excuses, no hiding, no long rebuilding process. Just Teofimo Lopez returning to the spotlight against Rolly Romero with another world title directly in front of him. Rolly Romero's camp may be centered on Teofimo Lopez, but he clearly still has plenty to say about everyone else. Coming off the biggest victory of his career against Ryan Garcia, Rolly was asked about Ryan wanting the winner of this fight, and he quickly questioned why Garcia was even part of the discussion, pointing out that Ryan has called out several fighters without those matchups actually happening.
Why are we even bringing this during the conversation? Didn't he dug me twice? He dug me after our direct rematch clause, and he dug me after he fought Barrios. You're gonna tell me that this dude wants to fight? Right, he's just trying to chase whatever clout he can get right now. Same way he calls out everybody in the world and doesn't fight anybody. Don't bring up Ryan Garcia. He's a clout chaser.
Then Devin Haney's name came up, but Rolly showed no interest in revisiting that situation, saying an offer had already been made and he no longer sees the fight as worth pursuing. But beneath the trash talk, his attitude toward Teofimo was more interesting. Asked if moving to 147 could make Teofimo stronger, Rolly did not rule it out, simply admitting that it was possible. He also dismissed the focus on Teofimo's age and wear, saying fighters naturally get older and gain experience throughout their careers.
Still on the radar for you, a unification fight down the road?
No, we sent him an offer, a great lucrative offer. He decided not to take the fight because Devin Haney Promotions isn't a real promotion company. As we see, he can't bid in his own purse bids because he's not a real promotion company. On top of that, they're always fighting for a going out of business sale. But regardless of everything, me and Devin are never going to fight because he...
Then the interview took a different direction when Rolly returned to his former elementary school and addressed a large group of kids. For a moment, the outspoken personality faded, revealing a more appreciative side. He spoke about being grateful for his upbringing, respecting his parents, and valuing even the smallest acts of kindness. That contrast is what makes Rolly so interesting. One moment he is talking about Ryan and Haney, and the next he is thanking supporters and connecting with young fans. But once camp starts again, the focus is clear. Teofimo is next, and eventually the talking has to turn into boxing.
Parents made sure I never missed a meal.
you know, but still regardless, helping out anyone, you know. Like, bro, trust me, I'm grateful for anything, bro. Somebody gives me anything right now, I'm the happiest person ever, whether it has no value or anything, you know. I value because the thing is, gifts, they have energy in it anyways, you know. They just, somebody going out of the way to give you something, it's a different kind of love, you know.
Rolly Romero has been making plenty of noise ahead of this fight, but Teofimo Lopez brought a much more interesting perspective into the conversation. After what happened against Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo could have taken an easier path, stepped away, and rebuilt quietly. Instead, he chose another dangerous opponent. That says a lot about how he views his career. When discussing his previous loss, Teofimo acknowledged there were lessons to take from it rather than pretending it never happened. Now he is focused on controlling his career, building his own promotion, and making decisions that extend beyond the next paycheck.
Things to it, actually. It's not just coming back with a big fight and stuff like that. You know, when you get outclassed like my previous fight, then there's things that you gotta really think about. But I think about the business perspective of it. I need to also protect my assets. And what does that mean? We gotta start now launching something different. Takeover promotions with the zone. And then we could do anything and everything with the lead promoters that come into play, right? But at least I get the rights to.
I actually respect that because fighters do not have unlimited time at the top, and Teofimo clearly understands that his prime years need to count. Then the interviewer went through his resume, reminding everyone just how many elite names he has willingly faced. Lomachenko, Josh Taylor, Shakur, and now Rolly Romero. One defeat does not erase that resume. Teofimo said his mentality is built around vision, and that may be the biggest theme here. He is not simply trying to recover from the Shakur loss. He is trying to build something bigger than one result. Meanwhile, Rolly is waiting to find out whether that mindset holds up under pressure. Talking about vision is easy, but executing it against a dangerous opponent is where Teofimo's comeback truly begins.
Sometimes after losses, people forget who you are. Rolly in the scrum over there, he was talking about how great you are. He thinks you're already a Hall of Famer. I believe he was rattling off. At one point, you would have been undisputed if not for a technicality of, I forget who he said, elevating for a higher belt. You have accolades and you have done some things that other people have not done in this game. Just, what do you think about him giving you those kind of praises?
I think that his PR team is doing a phenomenal job. That's what I think. I think that he listens very well to his team and how to build up this fight. I think the whole purpose of that really is so that, you know, when they believe that he beat me, they fought the best guy that it possibly was ever in.
Teofimo discussion about rebuilding his career sets up the Rolly matchup perfectly because Sean Zattel and Sean Porter are viewing the fight from a different perspective. Not who talks the loudest, but who has actually evolved. Sean believes both fighters are essentially rediscovering themselves. Rolly's performance against Ryan Garcia showed a level of patience we had not seen from him before. He stayed composed, avoided rushing, and followed his game plan. Now Sean expects that same version of Rolly to return. But the bigger question is Teofimo, because Porter believes Lopez could become more aggressive offensively instead of relying mainly on explosive counters. If Teofimo starts controlling the pace rather than waiting for the perfect opening, Rolly could be deep.
Both of them, like we saw with Rolly with Ryan. Rolly came to the ring with a game plan and he stayed disciplined.
Yes.
The entire fight. You know what I mean? And that was something that we respectfully hadn't truly seen from Rolly until that night, to the point that all of us is like confused, you know? And I think the same thing goes for Teo. I think Teo is at a point in his career where he's going to come to the ring and be disciplined. They're both going to come to, I guarantee you, they're both going to come to the ring and do things that we don't expect.
Sean also points to the biggest tactical issue. Patient opponents have given Teofimo problems before, and Rolly does not necessarily have to give him the openings he wants. If Rolly stays patient, makes Teofimo lead, and then fires a powerful counter, we could see quiet rounds suddenly change with one big moment. That is why I like this matchup. It may not be non-stop action from the opening bell, and that is perfectly fine. Both fighters have the ability to change the entire fight with one decision. Add Teofimo moving up to 147 and potentially feeling stronger, while Rolly looks comfortable at the weight, and the prediction becomes much harder. It may not be a guaranteed classic, but one mistake could instantly end the patience.
Struggle with patient fighters in the past because you were taught to be that explosive counter puncher that can be first when you want to be first. but your rhythm is more of a counter-punching rhythm. And so when guys come in the ring and they in the middle of the ring waiting on him, now it becomes this waiting game because I have been trained to have this be first and then the techniques on what I do after I'm first. So that's the biggest adjustment that Teofimo, in my opinion, is going to have to make. To me, now he's in a position where he can make that adjustment. The question is he going to be trained to do that, or is he going to be trained to do everything that he's...
And after all the talk, training camps, setbacks, victories, and predictions, we finally reach the point where none of the narratives matter anymore. Teofimo Lopez is moving up to 147, looking to prove that the Shakur Stevenson loss was only a chapter, not the ending. Rolly Romero enters after the biggest win of his career, hoping his performance against Ryan Garcia was the start of something bigger. Sean Porter sees two fighters who have evolved, and that is exactly what makes this matchup so difficult to predict. Rolly has become more patient, Teofimo is focused on becoming more disciplined, and both have enough power to change a fight instantly. So now the question is simple: does Teofimo's skill and experience give him the advantage at 147, or can Rolly's patience and confidence frustrate him? Can Rolly repeat the discipline he showed against Ryan, or will Teofimo rediscover the form that made him a world champion? Drop your prediction in the comments and let me know how you see Teofimo Lopez versus Rolly Romero playing out. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to